pulpit, pinstripe cufflinks, mint condition kicks. Flipping these candlesticks quicker than Moses flick bricks. I'm the mouth, the algorithm, flood of encrypted vision. Spitting ticker, tongues deciphering volatility's religion. Harlem swagger on the beamer, but my cadence is Detroit raw, split Caesar spread. Let the faithful walk the bid, ass floor. Don't crown me king, I'm the courier of cosmic math. I'll never taste the milk and honey, just clear the golden path. Lift up the stream that parts the sea. I'm just a vessel in velvet shoes, guiding you through these market blues. Don't worship me, praise where the river flows free. I only carry the flame. The prophet ain't the name, the prophet ain't the name above every name. Oh, yeah. Portfolio Pharisees flexing they ox plows of debt while I'm scribbling tablets of price action. You ain't decoded yet. Got a hotline to the source, burning bush of Bloomberg green, blowing trumpets when the whales move, parting oceans on your screen. Yes, I dress like a trust fund angel, speaking derivative tongue, but salvation.
First trade done, $184, but was it too soon? Trying to go short here for a second, since we hit the Friday's VWAP level. No good. Got to get out of that. All right, everyone here. It's Sunday. I haven't been streaming for a little while. Been focused on just getting better at the trading, getting better at doing all this. And you know what? I am. But one of the things I am missing is accountability. And that's what I'm hoping to do here with Sunday Fuel, to trade in public, right with the rest of you folks, so that I avoid going on tilt. The sin of tilt takes you over. Get possessed by the demon of tilt. And it'd be nice to have like a ritual to do this in front of everyone else. All right. Well, I don't like that I stopped myself out of that trade here. I was in a short here. The problem that I have is that this trade moved nicely. I only got in part way. I did make, what was it, $186 on that trade for 1 micro. And then I wanted to take a short the other side. But taking a trade like this, a 2-hour candle for this, is that the price can continue way further. You can end up in a situation where the price extends to the nearest unmitigated VWAP level, even of a different time frame. So over here, the next one up from the daily time frame is my 2-hour level. That's this purple one over here. And if it went there, then I would just lose all my profit. And after that 2-hour level, let's see if there's anyone that's nearer. Is there any? No, so we have the 2-hour level. Okay, yeah. So we have the two-hour level over here, and then near to that we have a 5-minute level. Sorry, this is a is that 5 minute? Let me see here. Yeah, we have a 1-minute level, so this is not so dramatic. Although the price could go all the way over here before it retraces. So I'd much rather wait to see what happens here if we actually confirm down. Um, we're actually seeing that it's gaining on the 1-minute chart. It's gaining above that level, so it does look like it's going to be pushing. So maybe I shouldn't have exited that trade so early, but hey, that's the trade. Let's take a look at what's going on with the dollar. I like to see what goes on with the dollar here. So we have yields that are down. So yields are down. Is it live right now? Do I have the data for this? No, the market's still closed. Let's see what's going on with the dollar. Even though it's delayed, we have the DXY, which is pretty flat. All right, so that means we're in the trader's market. So let's see what happens here. Overbought on the 1 minute. We are not quite overbought on the. Ooh, I should have checked here. We did have a bullish move here on the close of last Friday for micro. So that is bullish. And then we have here on the 15-minute middle of the range just crossing up, and then we have middle of the range on the 2-hour. So it can go either way. Not going to rush into a trade here. Might as well wait to see what the trend will be. Already up $123, but I found that what I need is to hit max profit for my days. I really need to be out of the game. Otherwise, I'm going to be thinking to myself, I could be in a trade. I could have made more money. I should have held the position longer, all that sort of thing. So my max profit is around 15. Actually, for this account right now, it's 1470. That's what I have to do, and I can nickel and dime my way with one contract. In fact, normally I wouldn't even have gotten into the trade at 6 p.m. at the futures open. Really have no data for what happened over the weekend or anything like that. But when I see a candle rushing up to get to that level, I like to take a few pennies off the table just to feel like I did something. And if it fails, well, I lose $100 on the micro, and none the worse for wear. All right. So really, the trade here starts at 8 p.m. That's like when it really kicks in. Um, that's where I normally look for that trade. But the 8 p.m. trade, the Tokyo reversion trade, as I call it, has it so that the price moves in the direction of the unmitigated VWAP level from the day before. And since we already cleared that, the 8 o'clock one, we're looking for now a trend. So we can either go sideways or so chop or in a range or a trend. So the way that I'm going to be looking at that is that I'm going to expect well, we'll see what the volatility is like, but let's say this moves up here to this 2-hour level, comes down here to the second 2-hour level, down here at 29,319 on the NASDAQ, and does this choppy thing, then I want to short from up here and then buy from down here and so on and trade that chop with relatively small to medium size. If, however, after 8 o'clock we get a trend, so here as the VWAP starts, let's say this is how it continues, and we start trending up this way, and we like this, then I'll wait for a pullback to VWAP and then try to hold that position because we do have a weekly unmitigated level here at 29,917 that I could be aiming for that we can get to. But we have a bunch of like resistance levels up here, so who knows what can happen. It looks like there was no like news that happens over the weekend. I try not to look at any news. I don't want to hear about any bombing. I don't want to hear about any what is it, Archduke Ferdinand being abducted or anything like that. I don't want to know anything about that. I just want to be in my trade and do what the chart is telling me, because otherwise you get all in your head about what's going on with this thing or that thing and what this means and trying to front run what people think. And as much as I like to think to myself, oh, I can be objective, that's not usually the case. There's some sort of bias that sits in there. So I'd rather just not know what's going on. All right. While we're waiting here, I wonder what my new indicator is saying. What is Verso saying? All right. Nothing on the 2 hour. No, this is the wrong chart. MQ. Nothing there. Nothing on the 2 hour. Nothing on the 15-minute. Oh, I should make this chart time scale agnostic. That way I don't have to go through each and every one. You know what? That's exactly what I'll do. All right. It's bouncing off of VWAP over there. There's that FOMO, but I got to know where the trend is. Here, the price could go anywhere. It could go to 29.6. It could go to, like I said, 29.914. It could go anywhere. But also on the lower time frames, it could be tricksy. You know, it looks like a confirmation on the 5-minute, but when we get down to the 15-minute, the candle's not even closed yet. We have another minute and 48 seconds. And then when we get to the 2 hour, well, you got until 8 o'clock before any of that happens. So this could totally like wick down and close over here. I'm much more inclined for short. When I take a look at the 2 hour, let's see what the trend is like here. All right, so we had this move. This move down. We climbed back up, went back down, climbed back up, came down, up, and we're sideways. So the likelihood is that we go down. But we do have this level here, 29.907, and another one here. Let's call it 37.11. And even if it got up to here, it'd still be a lower high where we can fall. So we can't judge that. We are right. This support level. So this is a wave trend here, the stash line that I'm looking at. And we came down near to it once. We bounced up, came again, bounced lower high. Then we came underneath it, bounced above it. Now we're back below it. So I would say like a hard, like right where we open, right around this 29.47, I would have imagined that we stayed underneath there, but we're wicking up. So let's see how this candle actually continues to play out. But my bias would be towards the downside, at least to the bottom of the range here, which would be 29.16. But even as far as all these other levels down here, 28.356, 27.700, and so on and so forth. We also have that pattern we like to look at, which is whatever's going to happen happens faster and faster and faster. So here we were above this trend level. Let's call it from, where are you, price? No, date. We were here above this level for, let's call it 23 days. So that means the next one can be something like 13 days. And 13 days would bring us to July 9th, where we could stay in more of a sideways channel. But we'll see. We will see. Let's go back down to the lower time frame. Mikey Davis, like drop, nice to have you here. Streaming on Sunday. Yes, indeedy, I am. I'm going to try to stream 4 days a week. We'll see how that goes. I figured, hey, I'm here anyway. All right, I'm sitting here anyway till like 2 o'clock in the morning, so I might as well stream for a little bit, maybe for half an hour or so. Certainly up until like if I get my max profit on a trade, I'm out. Like I'm not going to sit around staring at the charts looking to give back my money, lock my account and be out. Just want to incrementally move my way towards a payout. I need 1470 days at most, and then I get my next payout of that'll be a payout of, I think, $2,000, $3,000, something like that. So nice to have you here, Mikey. All right, so we have the first 15-minute candle happening here. This is at 6:15. So we'll see how this plays out. time frame change candles are where I look for pivots in whatever trend for that time frame. And so, for example, yesterday at 4 p.m. we had a little bit of a pivot over there. In the overnights, it doesn't really count, but you get to see the idea here. Here's another pivot that happened at 6:45, which then led to this rise up. We just clawed back what we had yesterday back to VWAP. So if we're gonna have a short, this is where we would expect it. In fact, I almost want to take a short from right here. Now that I look at it, but it's on the time frame change candle, so might be safer to wait. Plus, we're so close to this 2-hour one. I'm actually inclined to put a short right here at 29,597. Let's just go ahead and put that on. Let's just put that on. You know, guys, let's just put it on. What's the problem? Let's put it on. So that's 29,597. Yeah, makes me feel like I should have held on to that long, but I hate thinking that way. I hate thinking that way. I shouldn't have taken the trade at 6 o'clock anyway, so let's not be greedy. All right, we're going to get a red candle here on the 50-minute candle. We have, for the 5-minute bar, we have 1 minute and 34 seconds left. On the 50-minute candle, we have 11 minutes and 30 seconds left. So we'll see how that goes. I'd really feel safer shorter from up here and then just riding to 29.19. That's what I'd be looking for. Oh, there's a song I made recently. You'll have to hear it right now. I wonder if I could pipe that in here. Oh, actually, before I do that, I should check to see what's going on. Now I could check to see what's going on Bitcoin, and it's falling. Ooh, you know what? I wanted to put a Bitcoin short on. What am I even doing? Let's take a look at futures. Yeah. I want to short Bitcoin. I want to short Bitcoin. Why didn't I think about it? Why did I think about that? Well, it's because I don't normally trade Bitcoin futures, but I will today. I will today. I mean, Bitcoin, we have a weekly level here for Bitcoin futures at 62,095. Let's see if that's confirmed in the perpetual futures market. 61,141 is where we can expect to go. But, I'm generally bearish on Bitcoin to begin with. So I wouldn't be surprised if we just fell from here to the 57,000 level that I've been expecting. 57,200. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm willing to lose money on that if need be. But one of the ways I protect myself is emotionally is by having some other trade on. I have some other trade on, whether it's going good or not. I feel like I'm exposed to markets. All right, there we're getting that pullback on the 5-minute for NASDAQ, right at the candle here, which is what I would have expected. The thing with my Top Step account, my 50K Top Step account, is that I can't put on more than one, or I can put on a maximum of 2 contracts for Bitcoin futures. And so if I put 2 on right now, I won't be able to put on any other position. So I leave it at 1. And that way I can still trade on other assets. Plus it puts a cap on other assets. I can't go on tilt because, hey, I could only put so much. And it eases my desire to get into a trade since I'm already exposed to markets. I just realized here I have to update my RSI divergence signals. They're on the wrong one for NASDAQ. Let's just switch those. a bunch of them here. Should I just make an indicator that's them all? Yeah, I hate creating multiple ones, but whatever. Let's just do it for now. Alert 1. Is this not on? Oh, right. I don't have the 1 minute on anymore. Okay. Although I should switch you to Holy RSI. Holy RSI is the new RSI that I've been creating for Sacred Profit. Holy RSI. Oh, the price is going up. We're about to hit that 2-hour mark. Let's see how that goes. Holy RSI. And we have done it. All right. Let's see how this goes. You are about to hit my target. Let's see if we get in. Oh, we didn't get there. We only got to 29,587. Let's see if we continue. Let's see if we continue. So we have this bearish divergence that's happened on the 1 minute. That already played out over here. So, okay, I can ignore that. More or less. Here it worked out. Yeah, so what happens with these bearish divergences is that the way that I have it set up, you have the initial one that shows up, and then it continues in the opposite direction, then hits a level, and then completes. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see that this hits up over here and then comes back down. That's why I have my limit order set up there. Let's see how this goes. A second bearish signal. And if that does hit, then I would be expecting to move from over here down to over here. So that'd be a 278 point move, which means $556 for the trade, which means I would want three contracts for that entire move to give me my profit. So let's see. Let's see if we actually get there and hit it. Five minute, we get that weird candle. Ooh, we're getting an H signal that's building, so that means we're moving up. Here's the second candle, doji on the 15 minute, and on the 2 hour, of course, we're still even in the candle. Yeah, story's not even done on that one. All right, 15 minutes, we're going up. Okay, will we hit it? 29,596.50 is my level. 596.25 is the price. On the 1 minute, on the 5 minutes, 29,560, same thing again. 29,550. Okay, perfect. So let's get there. Come on, come on, come on. It could go as far as 29,638. So I'm not interested in putting on any more than one contract on that. But let's see if we get there. All right, well, that's happening. Let me get my music, my song I'm waiting for. No. All right, this is my new song I've been listening to. I made it with AI, and I like it. It's uploading. It's uploading.
She wears a cross but never prays. Tells me heaven's too far away. I keep her name inside my prayers. She keeps her hands around my waist. And I don't wanna lose my faith, but I don't wanna walk away. To my Lord and Savior, why'd you have to go?
All right, any second now. Are we going to be in that trade?
She just wants the danger. She must be my
Oh, one tick away. Come on, hit the line. Actually, 2 ticks away. Oh, it's pulling back already. That doesn't bode well. That's a pretty hefty wick, even on the 1 minute.
know that you would save her. She inked your verse onto a thigh. Hell if I know when I asked her why. I kiss your word and call it right.
Well, this is painful.
You know I
But let's see. We have a 15-minute time frame change coming here at 6:30 in 48 seconds. Let's see if we hit it then. I always love this. Normally I would rush into a position like this. Oh my God, I missed it. It was 2 ticks off. There's something wrong with my indicator. And then I go in, I go with size because obviously it's confirming my trend. And then boom, it goes the other direction and I lose. Not ask you for much on change her. All right, 20 seconds. Let's see. We're at this level at 29,532 for the 5-minute VWAP. And just like it bounced over here, it could bounce on there in order to get up. And if I miss it, well, I miss it. When we have these 15-minute levels here in orange that show up and we haven't touched them yet, they become magnets on the way down. So once you start hitting downwards, then you get the stair step downwards. So I like it when the 15 minutes shows up and we haven't touched it yet. Okay, look at that. Right on the candle change, right on the 15-minute. We're getting to move up. Let's see if it actually touches it or if we're continuing the bullish move. Let's see here. Come on. Not asking you much on it. All right, 1 minute done on that candle. Are we going to move up a little bit more? Let's see if we get in. Nice flip, says Raj. I got 620.30 resistance. Let's see. 620. Yeah, that's right. Right up here, I could totally understand that. It's the top of the range here for the what time frame is that? Because it doesn't matter. Top of the range here. So I could totally see here being the price. That's where I'm going in with just the 1 micro right over here. I like to go right at the thickest, meatiest level. That would be 69,596. and then I could suffer a drawdown of $100 while it gets up there. And if it fails, I just go back in. All right, let's see here. Are we going to touch it? Is the question. And what are we seeing develop on the other time frames? We're almost overbought RSI on the 5, 15. We're still in the mid tier, mid range, and 2 is not even closed yet. Okay, here we go. 5 minute, we have a high signal, so we're pushing. Okay, now I'm filled. Let's see how this actually works out. So the idea here is I'm going to pull my break even down to right above the high. That way I can't lose on this trade if I'm totally wrong. And then I'll put another limit sell at 29,637 in case it blows past 637. Because sometimes what will happen is that it'll just like jump wick to there, and then I get stopped out, I get in, and I get in at a better price. But right now I'm in my short. My entry price was 29,596.50, and we'll see how it goes. If I get stopped out, I get stopped out. Not stopped out. If I get break evened, I get break evened. Missed the last 10 minutes, took a phone call. Are you long or short bias today? I don't know the bias yet. It's 6:30, so I won't know the bias until, generally speaking, around well, there's two phases. In the overnight, it's when the previous day's VWAP gets mitigated. We already had that. So now we have to see how price action works between now and 8 o'clock, the start of the Asian session, and then I'll have a better idea. Of course, if the price moves dramatically now, I might have a bias, but if I had to just guess right now, I'd say my bias is a short bias. All right, so now I'm looking to see how the price responds to this 15-minute unmitigated level at 29,562. What I'm looking to see if this is actually the top here, this 2-hour level, is that we break below this level, bounce off of 29,542, bounce back up here to 29,577.25, and then roll over. That would be my ideal scenario. That's what I'm looking for right now. If that happens, I'd be putting another sell order here at 29,577 in order to add to my pullbacks. Not super eager to do that. I'm perfectly fine with holding on to this, but we'll see how that goes. All right, so now we've on this candle we've opened up on for this 5-minute VWAP. We're underneath the VWAP level, so this is adding to my conviction that I'm right on the trade. We'll see. Previously on those time frame trades, you had a green candle. This one was red. We did come down, but we were. This 50-minute VWAP level was below it, so it made sense if it came back and bounced up. Here we're coming down, but we're underneath that level above us. So I don't want to be too eager to get into a short here. I might actually just let this go and get in high on a different bounce. If I miss it, well, I'll just take the 500 down to the, what was the level I said? 29,321. And that would give me, on the 1 micro, that would give me, if it worked out, 277. So a little bit more than $500. All right, here's the ticket. Let's see what happens. This could be breaking back up to bullish. We have here the price is hitting the 50-minute VWAP level. Let's see how it responds. If it closes above it and then confirms up, then I would imagine we're going up to this 29,636.75 level, which case I would enter the short again, and I would be break-evened out over here at my entry. So that's a pretty strong push. And that would be my last attempt really at a short from this top level over here. because then I would be looking to see how price action responded to see if I should be having a long bias, which means a pullback towards VWAP at some point over here, and then move up. No need to rush into the trade. All right, we're nearly back up to my entry of 29,596. Let's see how this goes. The next candle opened up. Are we confirming the bounce? We are bouncing, but we have 40 seconds to see how that actually works. If we're breaking below, that's bearish. If we break above, then that's bullish. 28. Okay, we're pulling back. So this is my level where I entered. Okay, 15 seconds left. See, this would be the danger. Let's say this continues to be bearish and I entered into another position here at 29,577. My break even would no longer be over there. My break even would actually be lower, and I'd have to suffer a loss in order to hold the position with 2 contracts, or allow myself to have a larger risk, which I don't like. I'd rather just see if this is confirmed, if we're going to come down over here to the 29,533 candle, bounce up, and then come back down. Bounce up over here at 29,577. So I don't expect the confirmation of this downtrend until around until 6:45 at the earliest. Mikey Davis, cool. I'm long bias for sure. 29,922 is my target. I could understand. I could totally understand that. We did have a move up since the open, so I get that, Mikey. All right. Doji's on the 1 minute. Come on. We're responding to the 15-minute VWAP here at 29,570. Let's see if we confirm. We do have a time frame change happening here at 1840 for the 5-minute VWAP. We'll see what happens over there. What we want to see is for the price to keep below 29,570.75, confirm up, and then come down. 10 seconds left. Is being pushed up to 15-minute VWAP. Let's see. 4, 3, 2, 1. Candle close. We start on this new one. 29,570 prints, and we get to decide what happens here. Do you use a fixed stop loss per trade? I do. Initially, to get in, I'll use anywhere between $50 and $100 per micro that I'm risking. And once the price moves in the unless there is a level that I am like a nearby VWAP level, like so for example over here there's a nearby VWAP level, unmitigated level at 29,636 or something like that. And so if I allow myself only a $50 stop, I'd be stopped out around here somewhere. So I will allow myself to have a $100 stop so that I could suffer this move in order to move down. So I'll generally try to capture a nearby level or be beyond that. Here we have this move up. Oh, we're almost back up to this level over here. So we crossed up, and now we are potentially bullish. This is why these time frame changes are so important to me. That it's generally on these time frame changes that you get either the pivot, the confirmation, or it breezes past, and sometimes they're fake outs. But very often it happens on the time frame pivot. All right, so the question here is, does this come down and confirm 29,570 and then move up towards this level? Can you guys see my lines? Oh no, you can't see my lines on my chart. What have I been doing? Let's try this again. I've been pointing at things all this whole time on the chart. You guys are not seeing it. All right. Okay, so this is a bullish stance, but it all depends if we break above my entry. If we get stopped out, then I'm looking to short from over here. And if that doesn't work out, then I got to wait and see. And this is hella bullish. Let's see. Will I be stopped out at break even? Ghost says, hi. Hey, Ghost01N. Nice to have you here. So glad to see you. I see the lines even when they're not there. Yeah, you're used to seeing it. You're a pro. I totally understand that. All right. All right. So if this is going to pull back at all, I don't want to see this break at all. And so I want to see the slowdown that happens and for the price to come back down below. Could totally understand it happens only at the time frame change, but this is coming back to retest 29,570. And the question is, what happens here? Do we bounce or do we break? Was this a fake out? All right. While we wait for that, do I have another song? Do I have some more music? No, not right now. Let's see. Let's try this one. All right. 6:44, 1 minute away, 10 seconds away from the 6:45 candle. What are we going to do over here? What is the story? Are we about to blast up? It looks like we are. We're bullish here. 2 seconds, 1 second, and ooh, anything can happen here, but I'm probably going to get stopped out. Come on, come on, come on. And break the wick above us, so I'm going to get stopped out. Not yet. What are you waiting for, huh? What are you waiting for? All right, and come on, we're like two ticks away. Just put me out of my misery if you're gonna do it. Stop trying to hit me and hit me. Look, RSI wants to cross. Just do it, bud. What are we on the? We're climbing here on the 5, 15. Can go either way. Okay. And second candle's in. Are we going to confirm the move up? This is one of the things that bothers me. It makes me want to move my stop loss further away because if I do get hit over here, it can go up and then immediately come down. And that bothers the heck out of me. But I'm trying to be more disciplined, trying to stay on the straight and narrow. Let's go ahead and see if we can get another song here. All right, it's pulling back below the 5-minute VWAP, but not. It's funding. There's a bunch of support here. There's all support here. So it does lend itself to a move up, but we do have a slowdown. But you know, it is on the shorter time frame. We're on the 1 minute right now. All right, let's get another song here. My mic might tune out for a second. While that's playing, out. Let's get the mic working a bit here. Oh my, look at that. It came to the next level here, the 15-minute VWAP at 29.556. So it's not to do that. 15-minute, automated way to do that in the previous candle. We're going to break below there and get to here at 570. When we hit from above, it's bullish, guys. When we hit from above, it's bullish, but it's not guaranteed. We have the dollar that's still flat. What's going on with yields? I don't have the yields data. I couldn't remember the email for Traders Post for the blue sky, so I sent it to support. Yeah, that'll be fine. It'll get to the right person. It's all us there at the end of the day. Actually, I'll go check it now to make sure they get it. I'll make sure Mike sees it. All right, we're going to bounce up. I'm going to get myself an order filled. Oh, they already have the information at Traders Post. Oh my God, we were one tick away from me getting stopped out. Can you just make the move up if it's going to happen? For goodness sake. Just do it already. We'll give this another 10 minutes. We pull back down the 15-minute VWAP, grab some orders. All right, I forgot. This is the song that I put on when I want to be all pumped up and jacked up. Not exactly the best thing for my chill stream. Makes me want to trade real hard. All right. We're on the next time frame change. If it's going to happen at all, it's going to happen here, guys. 650. 650. All right. We're pulling down into the support. Are we grabbing some orders? Are we headed down to 570? What's going on here? Yep. Some resting orders down here. Okay. What is happening? We're getting RSI confirming more of a pullback. Did I really miss that stop out by one tick? Look at me counting my chickens before they hatch. Because my stop loss is at 29, or my break even is at 29.595.75. The high of that candle was at 29.595.25. So 50 cents off. Let's see. All right, we're pulling below. Ooh, we got our first L. We got our first L in the 1 minute time frame. That generally means we're about to switch to a downtrend. Did I actually survive? We'll see. Can we get past this 29.570? Ooh, can we get past it? Oh, it bounced. Did bounce. How high would it go? The level above us is 29.584.75. Level to beat. Level to beat. If it stays here, it's neutral to bearish. Come on. Come on. I would love to see that fall from over here. It's my first sign here. But we got to close below. We got to close below 29.584.75. Guys, we're going to close below it. 57 seconds. An eternity. Hey, how about this? How about you just flush? How about you just fall straight down? Okay, we have a low, a new low here in this 50-minute range. Are we getting a magnet to 543? Are we? That candle's looking pretty good over here on the 5-minute. Wait, is this a reverse? Let's see here. No, it's not a reverse. Hey, wait a minute. There is a reversal here. It is suggesting a reversal at some point. Okay, that 1-minute candle closed below. Let's see if it continues. We have until 6:55 until the next 5-minute candle close. So anything can happen. Anything can happen. But guys, I'm so excited. Ooh, I love if I get in on the perfect tick, that to me is like fantastic. Like getting in right over here is great. Being up $45 right now is pretty fun. You know, even if I get stopped out, you can't take that away from me. I mean, I guess that's technically the definition of taking it away from me. But the moment, the experience, the friends we made along the way. All right. Okay. Let's see what the next bounce is like. Market likes to cause max pain to people. I get it. It could totally wick up, do that crazy wick and come back down. Totally get it. It could come out of nowhere. It feels like it's setting up for a bearish thing and that the price is going to fall and all that. And all of a sudden, it just Superman's. All right. 45 seconds left for this 5-minute candle. Well, actually, how much time is left for the 5-minute candle? Yeah, 34 seconds. 32. Okay, it's wicking down. It bodes well for me. Let's see if we get down to 29,542. And you gotta know, when I say 29,542, I mean all the different levels between there and there, and the nearby levels are in play. So whether we're talking about wave here at 29,554, whether we're talking to 542, whether we're talking about 532, whether we're talking about VWAP at 513, all these are in play. Now, of course, this bounce at 530, this bounce at 513, that's going to be the real cincher. Don't know what's going to happen there, because I mean, if there's going to be any orders, it's down there. And I know I'm aiming for 320, but that generally ends up being like bad news for me when I'm trying to bet against VWAP. But it is an early VWAP. But before we even get there to figure out what we're doing, let's see what's going on with this bounce. All right, 6:55 candle. Look at that. We got a wick down, green up. This could be the energy we need in order that the chart is looking for in order to move up. It all depends on this line here at 29,584. Are we going to breeze through it? Are we not? If it's going to happen at all, it generally happens on the time frame change, which is right now when you got 15 seconds left. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Four seconds. 3, 2, 1. It closed below. Let's see what second candle does. What story do you want to give? You're above the 571 level for the 50-minute VWAP. You're in between two VWAPs, the 15-minute and the 5-minute. That's over here and over here. While we have a level coming up from underneath, this is all, it can go either way, guys. It could go either way. I feel the excitement in the room tonight. Okay. All right. All right. This is where I hope. This is where I feel. This is where I let my emotions guide me. All right, we're in a little bit of a range here, but let's see. It's 60-40, whether we go up or down. 60% chance we fall, 40% chance we go up, which are not great odds. right. The closer this green line gets to over here, so if that crosses over here, what's that green line right now? That green level at 558 or so is my episode level. Ooh, that means it could very well bounce off of here and head up. Totally can do that. Especially since we're seeing this wick responding to that area. How's my Bitcoin short doing? How's my Bitcoin short doing? Give me hope that we fall. It's doing pretty well. All right, 657. 9 seconds left for this candle. What do you look like in the 5-minute? Looks like a little bit of a pull. Looks like a little bit of a pull. If you're running one, why I'm not eager, let's say this does fall and we do get another VWAP. The reason I would not be eager in order to take my profits over there, and I might just move my stop a little bit more, maybe lock in a little bit more profits, is that if I'm looking for a range, usually the highest point of that range is the one you want to keep, right? Because we have I don't know if you can see it here, but we have this range that's above here opened up, and then we have this lower end of the range down here. And so if we fall and we're going to continue falling, then this will start peeling downwards, and we could really give up the ghost. And since we're in the middle of ranges, I was going to say that if we were on the high end of the range of the 2-hour or the 15-minute, then I would really want to hold that position. But now that I look at it, a VWAP bounce does seem pretty likely. But I don't want to jump the gun because we have here the Asian session that opens up at 8 p.m. And generally speaking, we're in like this no man's land right now. And anything can happen. So, I could totally expect given the fact that we hit this VWAP level I think it was at the, we hit it on the 5-minute candle, on the 15-minute candle, on the 2-hour candle. It's technically not mitigated. That's why you're still seeing it on the level over here. And so at around 8 o'clock is where I would be taking the trade in the direction of that line. So if we ended up being higher up at 8 o'clock, I would be shorting down to over there. And if we ended up being lower, I would expect a pullback. So we'll see how that goes. But for right now, we're looking at this 1-minute move. We're at the 7 p.m. candle, folks. Let's see what it decides to do. Are we going to give up the ghost, or are we going to bounce up higher? Have we pulled back enough? We're on that green line. It's a bunch of things. It's confluence. It's a nexus of the universe. And anything can happen here. We can have a skyrocket move. All the way up over here to 29,636. Totally happen. If it's going to happen at all, it'll be over the next 15 minutes. Look at that bullishness right there on that candle. The big question is, do we maintain 29,584? Mikey Davis says, I'm still bearish in the near long term, but bullish in the immediate short term. Only a new all-time high would change my bias. Oh, okay. Actually, that makes sense. All right, you can have a bearish stance, but you are, generally speaking, not someone who shorts. I get that. All right, there we are. That's the full candle reversal. Happens right at the bounce of the green. Totally understand that. It hit this unmitigated level of 29,585, which we expect. Let's see if we blast past that. If we do, then I'm expecting to get another short here at 29,637 or anywhere near the top of this range, which would be an even better short area. Let's see. I mean, likelihood is that that's what happens because of what's going on here. It's responding to the green VWAP level, not VWAP level, but volume weighted moving average. So I'd be very surprised if we don't blast up right now. There we go. Yeah, I mean, come on, any second now. Yeah, new candle above the new candle forming above this level over here. Maybe we touch a little bit, and now I'm stopped out. Totally understand. We do have some resistance here. There are orders over here because of this 2-hour VWAP level. Um, my break even could have been too close. We'll see. But this is not where I'd want to short. And if I fail this and I miss this, well, that's fine. I'll go ahead and go long at a VWAP bounce. Yeah, even the Bitcoin trade reversed. Yeah, right at the 7 o'clock. So, yeah, totally understand that. I almost want to go long here. Actually, maybe I will. I'll take a small long over here. Although I should have done it earlier. But this level of 567 is bothering me. But let me just go ahead and take a small long. Just a little tiny bit of a long. Keep my stop pretty short. I'll just give myself until the low of the current candles. Let's call it $45. And what I'm aimed for is this top of the range over here at 67,637 or 636.50 or whatever, where I'm going to short again. So I move my take profit to 636.25, 636.50. And if we get, okay, we're responding to this wave level. Let's see if we keep moving up. All right, let's see here. Actually, now I could move my break even to around 582. Even if we pull back, I'd rather just get stopped out than lose money on this makeshift trade. So it'll be right over here at my stop. No, not over there, over here. 582. Wait, I'm on the wrong candle. My stop is over here, 582, right around the middle of that candle. And I'm looking for, if I make it, I make $111. Ooh, right on this 15-minute, we can pull back to 586, which would stop me out. You know what? I'm gonna not sure what to do there. I'll just let it break even. I should not be here. I should either let my stop go further back, but the problem is that we have a level of 586, 574, and 567. All these can pull the price down. So I could just be in this thing where it stopped me out and then it's about to make the full reversal. So I don't like this. I don't like chasing this. We're not at the top of the range. There's other levels above us, competing forces up or down. So I just let that go. Mikey Davis says, "Oh yeah, just because I'm bearish doesn't mean I would short. Trading is all about signal to noise. Any attempt to add shorts to a trade guarantees to add noise, which reduces signal." Yeah, I get it. I really get it. I mean, even though I really like shorting because that's how I got into the market, it's not the smartest idea. All right, 586.75 is the nearest level below us. My stop is at 582. Yeah, 582. My break-even stop, which is right over. Yeah. All right. There we get a candle blast up. Looks like a big deal on the 1 minute, but on the 50-minute, it just went up to a nearby level, 15-minute level, which is 610. I should have seen that. I should have been on the 5-minute. In any case, I'm looking to get to the top of this range. So let me actually move my, I'm going to move my take profit higher up and move my stop limit order, because actually that's not a good idea to be there. So I'm going to remove my take profit and just adjust my break even up higher to below the candle that we're in right now, because I don't know how high this can go. So let me go to the low of the candle we're in right now. So I would lock in 1750. The reason I'm moving it is that we do have a weekly level here at 907. And the way that the candle is moving, the way it moved through the 2 hour, the way that it moved through the 15-minute, doesn't give me a huge amount of hope that we stop at 637 at the 1 minute over here. I might be wrong, but I'd rather just miss my entry and go a little bit higher up, because we're having this expansion that's happening within the VWAP standard deviation bands, which could cause the price to chase up. So I don't want to be stupid there and just like go short because of this 1 minute level. No, thank you. Well, it's a 5-minute VWAP on the 1 minute level. Plus, we do have 2 more minutes before this candle closes. The 5-minute candle closes, and we have until 7:15 until the 50-minute candle closes. Plus, it adds to the idea that around the 8 o'clock, if we're high enough, that we might actually pull back to a VWAP, and then we can get like a 200 move down, 200-point move down. All right, so we have that move up. We just hit the 50-minute. This is where it would have entered into a short, so not sure what to think about that. I would like to go short, but I don't like to push it if it's not there, and we're not at the top of the range. So let's see how that goes. I'm gonna move my, I guess in 35 seconds, I have to decide what I'm doing. All right, let me move my, where will I move my stop? I guess we'll do it. We'll follow the 1 minute candle. So I move myself to 618. So I'm 618 over here, locking in $74. Let's see if we continue up. I am inclined to this where it coincides over here. Whenever I have these levels that are coinciding, I get pretty excited. But if I take a look at the it's this level up here that's like attracted me. The weekly level so close on 915. It's so close on 915. Poof. And then that's so close to this level over here, and then this level over here. Yeah, I can't be. Got to be careful here. If I zoom out too far, because right now we have that 1 minute candle right now, and this could totally just stop me out at 618. So let's see. Let's see if we could survive this. This is where it's nerve-wracking to move my stop. I feel like I made a mistake moving my stop so high up. My inclination is to pull it back to give this room. So I think I will. I think I'll move my stop back down to where it was, to below the 5 minute candle, which was at 589.50. I just hate the idea of like being stopped down and have to chase it and then lose money multiple times along the way. I just don't like it. Like he says, I like shorting way better than going long, but I also like speeding way better than I like following the speed limit. Sure, of course. Everyone I know that has stopped shorting has said they found it to be helpful, though psychologically harder than shorting. Wonder why that is. I think it's at all-time highs. It's just to there are no levels to anchor yourself to. You're just like moving on this narrative and moving on this hope without any levels. Like I don't know what's going on. And shorting, I get all the different levels that are there. Falling down a flight of stairs. And so when I'm in, when you're Icarus and you're flying through the air, you're like, okay, at some point I have to fall. Like, you know, there has to be a pullback at some point, but you're just waiting for it and you never know what's going to happen. Whereas the shorting, you can see where the floor is, or at least where the next branch is every single moment of the way down. All right, we have a new 5-minute candle here that started. So let's see here. I really got to be careful. I never really know what to do here. I get sort of anchored in my thinking. Let's see, the 15-minute candle is near the top of the range, but we're not overbought yet. There's like plenty of room. So I'm inclined to just hold on to this long. Plus, we're 45 minutes from the 8 o'clock candle. Yeah, I don't see myself stopping. The thing is that we could get a massive pullback. Like, we get a pullback all the way to VWAP. So I'm inclined. We're just about to join here. This is like the Calvin Hobbes, Farmer Brown moment. Yeah, I am feeling greedy here. I don't have any rules for here at the moment, so that's why I'm like all nervous. That's why I'm nervous right now, because I don't have any rules for this moment. What's Bitcoin doing? Nothing. Well, it bounced, but oof. 2 minutes to the close of the 15-minute candle. Let's see. All right, one more tune while I'm waiting in order to calm my nerves down.
Step in the pulpit, pinstripe cufflinks, mint condition kicks, flipping these candlesticks quicker than Moses flick bricks.
All right, 1 minute to the close of this candle, 20 seconds left. Let's see. All right, start of 7:15. What's the story? Do we get a pullback to 6:14, or do we continue this bull momentum? I only carry the flame. The prophet ain't the name. The prophet ain't the name. The prophet ain't the name. On the 5-minute, we're getting a pullback, as we expect, but we're getting an H. When we get an H, that generally means that we're getting a pullback, a little bit of a dip in an uptrend. Don't have the L here like we had over here. So I am inclined to believe in the bullishness, but we're right at the top of the range. Right at the top of the range, or near it, overbought territory on RSI on the 5-minute. But let's see. Let's see. And you could bet your buns that if we're all the way up here, if we're up here at 8 o'clock or 7:30, between 7:30 and 8 o'clock, I will be shorting down towards the unmitigated VWAP level at 477. I'm gonna want the 200 points. I'll tell you that. Like he says, I thought that too, but even at a 52-week low, people still prefer shorting. Yeah, because you have an ultimate level of zero below. Just this certainty of where it could go to. I'll tell you, people didn't like shorting when oil was negative. They didn't like that. They didn't want to short from negative $3 to negative $15. I'll tell you that. It's just the certainty of the levels, I think, is the clear reason. When you get really short a buy to the point where you just know the month will close, you will close out red, and makes sense to buy a monthly put on the QQQs, then go long on your props. Yeah, makes sense to me. When you're going to be right at some point on one of those two, generally speaking. All right, that's a pairs trade. Okay, so we have this, what is it, the 5-minute candle. Still showing bullishness, but let's see. Unless we break the low of this candle, like we're still in the bullish area. This is an inside bar. Well, depends how you calculate your inside bars, but yes. So let's see. We can move sideways for a bit. 1 minute, 50 seconds for the end of this candle. Let's see what we do. All right. I'm moving up. Currently up. Yeah, that's true. Nobody wanted to short negative oil. Yeah. Yeah, I remember. I remember being there. It was pretty extreme. All right. New high. 660. We're pushing to the top of this range here. Let's see what we look like on the 1 minute. Yeah, range expanded beyond the top of my waves. So chances are we're going to continue. If we keep doing this creep up, then we're going to just keep going and going until we get to overbought on at least the 15-minute. We're not even close to, we're at 60, so a little bit. But this makes me feel way more confident that we're going to get up to the 918 to 30,060 range right over here. Then there's a bunch of resistance, and I would want to short. Because the next level after that, the next 2-hour level after that is at 30,400. Do we get there? I don't know. But I'm inclined to short. Ooh, bearish signal on the 1 minute. We start getting these we get a rise up over here and then shorting. At some point we got to get there. And we're right in this resistance level. 2-hour candle closes in 40 minutes. And that would be my signal to get out. Yeah, I'd expect a pullback. So I don't see myself holding on to this long position past that 40 minutes anyway. Heck, I might even not even hold it past the next 10 minutes. So let's just go ahead and trail our stop loss because we're getting greedy here. We're going to start doing that in the next 5 minutes. This could always do the thing where it comes down to 612, comes over here, and then goes back up. This is where I use these levels in order to keep myself out of these wicks down. And I've seen it happen so many times. I've seen it, even wicks go all through these levels, wick down to VWAP or whatever it is, and then head all the way back up. Happens freaking all the time. So that's where having my stop and break even or in break even territory is super useful. That was a harrowing experience, though. I didn't know what I was looking at or what to make of it. I just bought physical gold instead. Oh my god, I was so Mikey. I had so much physical gold at one point, and I sold it all when gold was like at 1,800, 1,900. And I was like, oh my god, I'm so smart, because I had bought it lower and I made a bunch of money, and I was like, oh my god, this is so good. And then it just doubled from there. Oh my God, that's so brutal. More than doubled. That was hard. But yeah, I get that. Like oil going out to negative. I mean, while the world's all locked down, not knowing what's going on. I mean, people are trying to figure out where to put oil in like tankers and renting out pools and stuff in order to keep it. That was a brutal time. All right. Second candle in this 5-minute stand. So in this 15-minute block, we do have 3 5-minute candles. Let's see what you decide to do. Are we going up to the top of the range? Are we slowing down? We are slowing down. So we have the bearish signal on the 1 minute. We have we're there overbought territory on the on RSI on the 5-minute, and 15 more headed up. So this 15-minute one is making me nervous because it means we still could have so much more to go. All right, and the next leg up with the candle, if it happens, I'll set my break even to the low of that candle that explodes up. If it does explode up, which if it is, generally is going to happen at the start of the next candle at the 725 candle. And I will be looking to short here. I will be looking to short somewhere around the top of this range. I do like the idea of that. Even though the weekly levels here, it's just so far away. This is like on the 2 hour, this is 253 points away. I mean, the VWAP level is way closer than that. So I don't want to wait for the 2 hour there. That's like a golden short. Holy grail short. All right. 724, 45 seconds left. What are we going to do, folks? What is going to happen here? All right. All right. 30 seconds left. Mike says, my only regret is not buying enough, but I didn't sell anything I bought. Yeah, that's smart. That's smart. What I did do is sold the Bitcoin I bought at 6,000 at 20,000 to re-enter at 12,000. I'm still waiting. Hey, that's smart. Oh my God, look at you doing it right. Doing it right. Awesome. I hope you get buying covered calls on that Bitcoin. Get some covered calls on that stuff and just write it up. I have some friends printing money on that. Okay, Doji on the 5-minute, the previous one, started the next one. Let's see where we're going to go. We're painting a wick here, but which wick are we painting? Might have been the low. Let's see here. Where do we go from here? We're below 653. Do we climb above the 50-minute unmitigated, 5-minute unmitigated VWAP level? I always forget the white is 5-minute. It is brand new. What do you want from me? All right. So we're above here. Let's see if it sticks. Here, this will make my life easier. I don't normally do this grid screen on Price Action Live because Peter says it's too busy. But that's how I look at charts. That's how I like looking at charts. Seeing the whole picture. Ooh, look at that. Pull back. 1 minute. Or we're just threading this needle here. 726. 3 minutes left until I'm looking for a shortable area. Will that be Up here, 745. What's up here? 700. It'll be somewhere in there. Generally speaking, the wise thing to do is to short when the first 5-minute candle breaks the next one, the low of the next one. But I haven't back tested it. So I'm not sure for sure. I'm still waiting for my 12K re-entry. Oh, you're going to wait for the re-enter at 12K. Good luck for that. Michael Saylor stole about 100,000 of upside from me. Ooh. Oh, I see. I see. I see. We're waiting for it to get down to. So when I got to 17K, you didn't buy there. Stole Ganchi. I can understand that. That's very funny. I can't wait to see what happens to Stretch and MSTR this week. I can't imagine. Month end coming up. Let's see what that looks like. I was going to buy calls on MSTR, but too rich for my blood. All right. We're below the 15-minute VWAP. So that basically means we could just be getting more steam here at the 29,614 level, and then we fly up. We'll see. We are 1 minute and 35 seconds away from the close of the 15-minute candle. And I'm looking too short. I am looking too short here. I want to be short towards the VWAP level. And I probably will put on a little bit of size on that one. Because from here, I would get 164. It's not a lot. 320. Do I want to risk all that I've gained? Yes, I do. I don't know why I pretend I wouldn't want to. All right, 30 seconds left. Let's see. Very much inclined to short. So I think I'll just set a limit order at around 7 hundo. But it's so difficult to do it when it's right at the edge. Like while it's moving up, that's the tough part. And I'll get stopped out, lose everything that I've gained so far, and then make a mistake. And I'm here trying to be a better person, turn over a good leaf, learn from my mistakes, repent from the sins of tilt. So let's see. All right, 7:30. Let's see how it goes. I'm expecting the candle up. I'm expecting the candle up. Or overbought on the 5-minute. I expect a big candle up. So let's just move our stop to below here. So 625, 624.50. Lock in $87. And let's see what this move up is like. And it can wick like crazy. Totally understand that. 7:30. I will be signing off soon, guys. I will be signing off soon, Mikey. Kids are going to be home. But I just want to see how this trade turns out. Come on. You know what? You want to blast up. You get 3 minutes and 33 seconds in order to really skyrocket. So do it. Stop trying to hit me and hit me. Come on. You want to get it to that top. You want to get it to 704. I know you do. I know you do. Is the range expanding is the question. We're just like moseying on up. I guess we'd have to touch the green level before we can get there, right? Do we have to touch here at 616? What's your profit target? Mike Davis asks. I don't have one. I have my my trailing stop here, which is currently set at 624. I'm going to keep on trailing. That's what I'm trying to debate here, because we could totally get a candle down to 618 before we get the juice we need in order to move up. But we already touched it. That's the thing. We already touched it once. But there's no other level, so I don't know. But if I get stopped out here, I'm just going to be not for the day. My profit target for the day. 1470. I want to make 1470, and then I get to lock out this account and trade some other one. Unfortunately, or whatever you want to call it, I haven't had my perfect trade yet, so I only have the 1 micro on. And my Bitcoin is eating me. I'm down $37 on that one. Come on, move up. 1 minute and 27 seconds for the close of the 5-minute candle. 11 minutes for the close of the 15. I mean, this is a pretty significant move in this candle anyway. We have 4 green candles up. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Candle close. Ooh, next one immediately a red. And once again, I don't like where my stop loss is at 624. It bothers me because it's not, well, it's below here, 648. It's just so close, but I don't want to give up so much of my run. However small the position is, that's fine. $87 is still $87. $15 seconds for the close of the 1 minute and the 5 minute. 10, 5, 2, 1. Next, beginning of this candle, are we going to rise up? This is the beginning of a 5-minute candle. Are we going to get the rise up? When you're living on your knees. Oh, that's not a 150K account. This is a 50K account. And in order to maintain my consistency score of 40% of my funded account, I can't make more than 1470 today. So I'm trying to aim for 1470. And then tomorrow, aim for another 1470, and then request my payout. That's the plan anyway. I'm trying not to get anchored on the price, because I might just end up losing it all. Come on. I do like watching candles. I'll tell you that. If my kids weren't coming home, I would probably stay on stream, because I do like seeing this all the time. The chart is always up on one of my screens. I got 3 monitors here, and usually one has the price. All right, we just touched the 659.75 level for the 5-minute. There's still some weakness up here. We can get a wick all the way to 648, and I'll be fine. But anything more than that, and I'm wrecked. This green level's right at my take profit or my stop loss. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. All right, so we had 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then pull back over there. So I think I do have to pull back below 624. Guess it could totally come back down to the middle of this candle. What is this? 612? Yeah. I don't like it, but I got to move back down to 589 because I'm not getting the blast up that I expect. And 589 will give me a little bit of room, maybe. Oh, that's a massive profit target for a $50,000 account. Is it? Is it? No. I need it because if I don't do it, then I have to get to payout before I get to a tilt day. There's no way for me to not be on a tilt day. There's always going to be one of those. So I got to get to it. My backtesting shows I got to get to max profit. That way, I literally cannot take another trade that day. And that's the only thing that helps me. So what I look is for my trade setups, like the Tokyo reversion trade, like we're going to be setting up here. I follow my rules, and I mean, there's so many accounts that I have where I hit 1,500, 1,500, 1,500, 1,500, time again. What you don't see is that then there's the account where, boom, all of a sudden I lose 3,000 in a night because I just go on tilt. But if I don't hit that number, Mikey, I might forego having kids altogether if they're going to threaten my time from the charts. You know what? I had my kids before I knew about trading, really. Or I might have done the same. All right, there's the move up I was expecting before. Getting to the top of the range. 740 is coming up in 48 seconds. And I'm really looking for a short here. It's not for nothing. We have this level at 742. That's the a level from yesterday, a daily mitigated level. So it's already been mitigated. And I'm inclined to short from there. That's pretty far. That's pretty far. Okay, well, let's see how we climb up here. Because we were pulled into this range up here. And we're still not at the top of the range. It keeps expanding, which means there's more upside left. Hey, keep inching along. This green line can keep inching along. Give me more room. 630 is the downside there. We're getting up to a resistance level. Let's see if we pull back. Then I'm looking for another run up. Let's see here. Let's see how this goes. Oh, wait, why didn't I connect my Blue Sky account to this? I should just do this with Traders Post. Connect all my new accounts. There's the pullback on that candle, that 5-minute candle. We have 4 minutes and 20 seconds to the close of the 15-minute candle. And we have no real low wick on that one. What's the low on this one? Yeah, barely any low wick on that one. So we could totally get a pullback over here to 640. Yeah. I say soon we're going to have, with the next 5 minutes, a pullback down to this green level again. Let's see. I'd be surprised if we pulled all the way back to VWAP. I would be surprised, but we'll see. I really want to get as high as possible and short from there. What is this level up here? What is this? 829? I haven't looked at that one. All right. Let me see where my family is, what the tick clock is for me to leave. Because then you guys are going to hear a bunch of kids burst through the door. Hey, Daddy. Hey, Daddy. Where is my wife? Come on, Apple. Tell me where she is. Where is she? right. Are you climbing? Are you still going to climb? Hey, what was there any pattern for how this pulled back to the green line over here? This happened right around at the hour change, 7 o'clock. So yeah, I guess maybe we don't pull back before 8 o'clock. Maybe that follows the same pattern. Let's go see a previous day. Let's see the overnight over here. So at the beginning, and then we came back again at basically around 9 o'clock. Huh. Pull back at 9:21. Interesting. Are we going to get it again the previous day? Ooh, let me put a lock here. All right, let's see what happened the previous day. Day starts, and this is 747, top of the range, and then we fell. All right, so not exactly consistent. Oh, we're getting a pull underneath the area here. Are we going to come grab some of that juice and hit there on the 745 candle? We'll see. We'll see. What are their ages? Oh, I have 3 step kids who are 17, 15, and 12. Then I have my oldest son, who doesn't live with me. His name is Baron. He is 11. The other one's 11 years old. 11. Then the younger one below that is Arthur, who is turning 4 on July 4th. And then I have my youngest, Luna, she's not even a year old yet. She's a little baby, cute little baby. All right. I'm trying to get the oldest one is into trading. He's the good one. He's taken after me with trading, which is fantastic. Oh, and he's headed off to college in a few weeks. All right. Come on. What's going on over here? Are we maintaining the strong bullish move? Let's go. Why is my wife's location not available right now? Oh, because she's still at her parents'. Thanks. That gives me more time to trade. Okay, if we're gonna get to the top of this range, we need a pretty big move here soon. We need like what? We need another 50 points? At least. Okay, our green line is coming up over here. It can coincide. I generally like coincidences. It's either going to happen now or at 750 or at 755. So let's see. Oh, we're getting a move up. Should I have added another contract at the pullback here? Maybe. I don't like that gamble. Slow and steady here. Oh, wow, you've got a full house. I certainly do. Lots of children around. Is that 6 total? Yes, that's right. 3 stepchildren and 3 kids of my own. Absolutely. Love them all. So happy. Okay, there's that pullback. We're getting to the green. Let's see if this is going to be the moment where we get the bounce. And if we do get the bounce, what would that be? That would be a bounce from over here up to 70 points to the top over here, and then short, and then make that massive short to the downside. And that massive short to the downside would be a trip 243 points. Oh, yeah, I'll take all that. I'll take it all. All right, so we have a bounce. Let's see, engulfing candle. Not exactly the way I want to see it, but okay. All right. We get a move up. We did get an L over here, but it's higher L, which means there's weakness as we move up with a likelihood that we'll fall. Come on. Okay, right at this level. This might be a shortable level. I mean, that might be it. We might not get to the top of the range. That might have been the move. That might have been the move. Ooh. Coming back down. That's why I don't like engulfing candles that look exactly like that. This is a hamburger candle, right? What Linda Rashke calls a hamburger? Pretty sure. Or a hot dog. One of those. All right. Of course, we got that bounce because we're right at this resistance level. Do we break above it? Do we break above? Do we get to the top of this range and then fall? What do we have here on the 5-minute? Oh, I can't imagine we get up to 29,827. I just can't imagine it. That'd be one hell of a move. Oh, yeah, we're oversold over there. Touching it. 15-minute candle. And this moves up pretty dramatically. We get a little bit of tinge and we fall back down. Maybe that's it. Let's see. Let us see. The way I see it, if I'm going to have a kid and he's not going to be a trader, what's the point of having the kid? You know what? That's why one of the reasons I keep having more. Keep thinking the next one will be the one that makes me proud. So far, so many of my kids are very outdoorsy people, and they are not looking to sit behind a computer. Although a lot of them have learned coding, they've learned it for like engineering and robots and stuff like that. They love moving around, which I am not that kind of guy. I'm a chess, Rubik's Cube, computer programming sort of person. So you got no kids, Mikey. Totally understand that. Are you ever going to have any kids? I'm curious. Like, would you be open to it? Are you planning on it eventually? I know it's a private question, but you don't have to answer if you don't want to. Oh, come on, come on, come on. I know there's some resistance here, but you can break it. 7:49. We have 20 seconds to the close of this 5-minute candle, which gives us 10 minutes left until the 15-minute candle. So let's see what you do. You basically almost touched the green line, but that's not good enough. That's like this over here. So in this next block, we should get a touch of the green, and then we launch up. 1 minute left. I mean, it can happen here. We're at the beginning of the 1 minute. The candle is starting. We're going to hit it. Come on, give us that blast off. Come on, touchdown. Support area 649. We got a bunch of support over here. Are we going to get the orders necessary in order to blast off? Do I want to add another contract, or is this going to flush down and stop me out? Find out on the next 5-minute candle. Dun, dun, dun. All right, there it hit. It cleared it. Now, if it's going to move up, now's the time. If it ain't, it ain't. This is right around the time I would normally short into the 8 o'clock candle. I'm sort of getting greedy here. If this breaks below, then I might have to stop out when we get to back to 649, because really playing with fire here. Really playing with fire. Oof. We're getting a cross here on this candle over here. So if this closes here in 3 minutes and 40 seconds, like, that's it. I should just close this position. All right. Let me move my stop loss up to right below where these candles are right now, because I don't want to be here when this flushes down. So let's put it up to around 645. And we just leave that. If that's going to stop out, then it stops out. but I don't want to be hanging around here. We're below that green level right now, and so that makes me nervous. If I get stopped out here, I get to lock in $128, which will be fine. I can add that to 118 and walk away for a bit until I wait for the short. Eventually, maybe, says Mikey Davis. I have to have their lives prepaid before they're born, though. I would be careful about that. The prepaid life, that is dangerous. It depends what you mean by prepaid. If you need hundreds of thousands of dollars in order before you do it, that can be tough. The most important thing is having a partner that is who you can trust, who you can rely on. No amount of money can compensate for a horrible relationship. Oh, what's going on here? We have a battle. Yeah, there's a battle right around here. My stop is so close, but we're so close to the 8 o'clock. All right, if we stop out over there, I'm going to place an order at 29.6. Well, actually, first what I'll... All right, let me just watch what I'm going to do over here. If I get stopped out down here, which I almost just did, I'm looking to either get in for a short at 29.665 and keep that on a tight leash, or at 730 at the top of the standard deviation bands. It'll be one of those two things. $7.53. I'm surprised you're not into robotics. I love robotics. It's right up your alley. Yeah. I like people more than I like things. So it just made it so that, I grew up in church. I care about things that look like they have a soul or whatever. If AI was around, though, I would have been an AI. I love coding, and that's it. All right, I got stopped out. So I'm going to rush into my short right now. I have a stop right above this candle up here at 684. I would give back $100 if that happened, but that's fine. I should have gotten in right over here, or I could have gotten in right over here, with how close we were to the 8 o'clock. So I really don't like getting in this late at all to the short. So if this works out, then we head all the way down to 29,483. At which point I would take profits and then decide what to do there. All right. So the question here is, do I enter in with size? Because this is where I would normally do it. I am totally willing to risk the money that I made already, but I got to wait till 8 o'clock. I really don't like put it on the size beforehand or a bounce, because we can get a bounce here all the way up to 29,665, which I think is where I would put my first limit stop right now. But we can get wild wicks at 8 o'clock. In fact, I don't even like where my stop is right now. You know what? I don't. So let me just, right now, haven't lost anything. I'm up $248. Let me just wait to see what the 8 o'clock candle looks like, because I'm nervous. We could bounce around this level. I don't know. I don't know. This is not a perfect setup. We didn't reverse on. We reversed on a wave. We didn't reverse on a mitigation level, which is where I normally like to reverse. So I'm gonna wait and see. I'm gonna wait and see. Why do you say dangerous? Or I agree 100%. Oh, what was I saying was dangerous? The time frame change candle, as we've seen before, you get you can get a lot of whipsaw on that candle, whether that's 5 minute, 15 minute, 2 hour, or whatever. And the 2 hour one can be pretty significant. And so you can be like right on the direction or whatever and get stopped out 3 times before it actually moves forward, all with a 1 minute candle. And so if I don't get in as high as I can with a bearish signal or like a top end signal or at the top of a range or at a VWAP level, I feel like I'm basically giving my money back to the market. I'd rather miss the trade than to get in too early and get whipsawed out. I've been lucky to be able to find good women, but good can go bad in a heartbeat. Well, that's what I mean. Like the good women, women during good times can seem great, but you need a woman who is like, if you're going to be, I mean, it's so hard to find, but like if you're going to be on the box on the street because you failed so deeply, she's right there with you. You're like, okay, what do we do next? What can we do? And she's supportive, or not supportive of whatever you're doing, but like that they're never the problem you're fighting against, or rarely the problem that you're fighting against. So you don't have to be perfect, that you can fail. And I never looked for women like that before. My wife now is like, I cannot believe there are women like this out there, who are just like, look, we're on the same ship together, and I'm going to cooperate with you all the way until we sink and die, if that's what it is. And with good nature, good humor, and with you every step of the way. Like that's the thing, because kids are hard, and it's hard on the mother, and it's hard on their body, and they don't have that temperament. Oof, it can be so difficult. So I like to make sure no matter what happens, I have a budget that can absorb the worst case scenario. Mikey, you're talking to somebody who had all I had all that. I had all that. I thought I had all that. And still then things unexpected in the world, in my own life, and just went so bad so quickly. I was at the top of the world. I thought I had it all covered. I had everything, and then lost it all. So I waited. I waited until I had all the stuff, and then it ended up being a problem. And the thing that ended up being the most important thing was my own ability to work myself out of a hole, and my wife, who could not have done it without her, without knowing. I could always look at her, turn to her, talk to her, and not have to worry that she's going to pack her bags and leave, or it's going to blow up into a huge fight or whatever it is. Worth more than all the money in the world. All right, so we have the 8 o'clock right now, and we're having the pullback that's happening. So yeah, I'm disappointed I'm not still in the short, but didn't know what was going to happen. 8 o'clock has happened, and this is a Tokyo reversion move. The thing is, we're getting very close to VWAP level over here, so I'm not sure what's going to happen. It's too late for me to get in. It might completely fall all the way down to the VWAP level, at which point the Tokyo reversion trade is over. What I'd be hoping for here is a bounce off this level. If we get a bounce off this level on up, I would short again from 29,666-ish. I'll even set an order there, but who knows if we get there. Doesn't look like it. 665. Let's do it. Let's see if we get that bounce off of VWAP. Now VWAP's going to count. The thing that makes me think we're going to do that is that if we're going to be in a range, the range generally is going to look like this. So the top of the range will be over here-ish, and the bottom of the range will either be over here if we're going to stay bullish, or over here if we're going to go to the bottom of this level. It could even go as low as 29,319, although that's a pretty big range. So God, I wish I was in the short. This is a Tokyo reversion trade, and God, I could have just entered in over here. But hey, that's how it goes. And 29,445 is what we're looking at. It broke through VWAP, and God, I missed the trade. Oh my God. All right. Calm yourself down. Calm yourself down, Tom. This happens. This happens. All right, let's see what 2 minutes and 50 seconds left on this 5-minute candle. Ah, man. And I can't enter in now. It's too late. Going from the top to the bottom is completely different from going from the bottom to the bottomer. Yeah, that's true. That's true. One of the things I learned is that all that money that I lost was completely changed my life for, I think, the better. Because I was turning into like not a good person. And there was like no reason why that would ever have turned around unless I lost all that money. And now I'm better than I ever was before. As a person, emotionally, as a man, as a father, as a husband. So I'm pretty happy about that. Not to say I don't want to get back to my riches, which is my goal. Oh, man, look at that drop. Guys, this is what it is. This is what it is. I see my entire life as a chart, and I do my best to avoid being stopped out in life. Yes, that is the knowledge that is super, super useful. Oh, my God. Okay, so we pulled back over here all the way to, we're nearly all the way there. The level is 640. What is it? Around 680, 675. So that's that short. That's the Tokyo reversion trade, folks. That's what it looks like right there. If you want to know what the Tokyo reversion trade is, it's right there between 7:30 and 8 o'clock. I move directly down the direction of the previous day's VWAP, and that's what that is. Because we bounced before it, this is likely, I can't say what's likely going to turn into. It can go either way. It can go either way. But there's no way for me to know where the trend is right now. And so I'm just going to leave that be. Oof. Well, wait 2 hours for a trade and miss it when it happens. That's why I'm glad I made money on the way up. So look, we ended this session here at $248.38. Let's see if we can keep it. I will be looking for another trade later on tonight. But for now, I'm going to wish you guys adieu. Mikey Davis, thank you so much for being here. So much fun to have you around. Always a pleasure. Truly, 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 truly. So I think I'm going to be back here tomorrow at 6 p.m. if you guys are interested in trading with me. And until then, amen, brothers and sisters. Keep the faith. Keep on trading. Bye, everyone.